Yes, it's everybody's favorite time of the day. Once again, welcome to Satoshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down. Today's date is Thursday, the 10th of July, 2025. The year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai, or your post put on chain. Right, let's get into it.
Like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's check. I haven't seen these for the last few days because there's two. It's been non-stop with the 80,000 BTC that was recently moved. So let's get into this then. So we've got Graycoin at 1,100 or $111,245. And for anybody, for any newbies watching the show, the reason we call it Graycoin is because here is your mysterious creator of Graycoin, Greg Maxwell. And the coin, the term Graycoin was coined by Mike Hearn on the 29th of July 2015 when he said to Greg Maxwell, look, it's clear you've decided that the way Bitcoin was meant to evolve isn't your personal liking. That's fine. Go make an altcoin where your founding documents state that it's intended to always run on 2015 Raspberry Pi or whatever it is you mean by small device. Then when someone says, gee, it'd be nice if we had some more capacity, you can go and point to the announcing emails and say, no, Graycoin is always meant to be verifiable on small devices. That's our social contract and it's written into the consensus rules for that reason. And that's why we call it Graycoin, because it's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is meant to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, not a store of digital dog shit, Ponzi scheme, all that kind of crap. That's why it's Graycoin and not Bitcoin. We got B Crash, 504 Fish Price Cash, who cares? But Bitcoin, the original protocol, goes right back to the Genesis block. It hasn't changed, making it the real Bitcoin, the true Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin, and the world's first and only ever digital commodity. Backed by the value of data sovereignty, making it the most valuable commodity on Earth because it's an extension of our own personal freedoms and liberties. And you can see that replay protection had to be added when the forks were created to stop transactions flowing back onto the main chain. And the main chain has legacy addresses beginning with the number 1. And as you can see, all the addresses in the Genesis block had legacy addresses beginning with the number 1. And it still follows through today, but what's changed is the ticker symbol. So when these alternative forks were created, when these altcoins were created, they had to steal the ticker symbol in order to get away with their fraud. But the way you follow the original protocol is by looking at the number 1 legacy address and ensuring that a chain of digital signatures is still in place and that the original Bitcoin protocol still operates. And that protocol has just simply now got the ticker symbol BSV. That's it. Oh yeah, loving that. Right, so look at that. Genuine Bitcoin, just $31. $31. So we've got hash rate here, 0.04. Let's have a look at the difficulty adjustments on Graycoin here. So it looks like difficulty adjustment went up and then has just dropped down a little bit. But still pretty much an all-time high. Miners are going to be screwing over that one. Let's have a look at the difficulty adjustment on genuine Bitcoin. Yes, you look at far more fluid. Very dynamic. Moves as and when required, so that a block is found smoothly on average every 10 minutes. Beautiful. Love that. The hash rate across Bitcoin is so it's pretty steady. B crash just kind of like up and down. Nothing too much to write home about there. That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, look at that, solid. Over 3 years, that's pretty good. Network nodes 0.18. So for anybody who hasn't seen a network node, these are they. This is the backbone to the new global financial system, the world's first ever commoditized commercial digital network for commercial use cases. Just phenomenal. The world's first ever commoditized digital network where we all own and control our own digital data content creation. Just amazing. And secured and underpinned by economic principles of a digital asset that is Bitcoin. Incredible. Incredible. To have a look at transactions across all the forks here, we've got Bitcoin 42.36. Let's have a look at that across all the networks here. So we've got 310,808 transactions over the last 24 hours, representing 9.5% of the market. So look at that. We've got a coin here at $31 that is literally, so it's ranked fourth in terms of transaction volume, but we've seen it absolutely gobbling up all of these shitcoins. But even in fourth place, it's got the fourth largest amount of utility across all the 40,000 shitcoins listed on the market, and yet it's just $31. Well, actually, $25.16 according to top left there. Whoa. The figures, the value of this is completely out of sync with the level of utility that it's got. Completely. But those in the know will understand why. Just cross-reference those transactions. Confirmed transactions, 306,682 over the last 24 hours. Yep, very good. Very good. Block size 60.79. Let's have a look at the blocks coming through. 32, 16, 8, 5. Well, still, there's more megabytes in these two blocks here at 32 and 16 than there is in the entire column of 30 blocks over on Graycoin over there. Oh dear. Bcrash, still no blocks over a megabyte, and Fisher Price Cash can't get all their blocks over a kilobyte, let alone anywhere near a megabyte. Just absolutely hilarious. Let's enlarge these. So hash rate. Remember, hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. If something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. If something is useful, it's valuable. If something is useless, it's worthless. It's that simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. Proof of work by network since 1st of August 2017. Again, so all of this should be on the original Bitcoin protocol, the genuine Bitcoin over here. But again, miners are just simply following the price. So the price of Graycoin was obviously pumped up by Tether from the 1st of August 2017. And genuine the BSV ticker wasn't actually created until the 15th of November 2018. But the proof of work should be following the protocol, really. But it will come over here anyway as soon as utility reveals itself. It's currently 70,645 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Graycoin, but you're mining Bitcoin at a 79% comparable loss. It just goes to show you that none of the shitcoin miners are going to be touching Bitcoin. They're not going to be holding any. Can you imagine the panic when they realize? Can you imagine? It's 2.9% more profitable to mine on Graycoin over Fisher Price Cash. That's quite funny. And 2% more profitable to mine on Bcrash over Graycoin. Oh. So mining hash power a little bit should be moving to Bcrash. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Look, Bitcoin winning above the big dog. Daily Bitcoin transactions by network. Much of a muchness, but again, I mean, you've got coins here. Look at that. Daily Bitcoin transactions, and yet one of them is, $111,000, and the other one is 20, and yet they're matching each other. Strange that. Daily average Bitcoin transactions per block by network, same as the last one, really. Last graph. Daily average Bitcoin fees are USD. So look at that. Transacting on genuine Bitcoin sub-cent fees here. Daily Bitcoin fees Satoshi. So right down there on the log curve. Beautiful. That shows you the health of the system, that one, when transacting on it is just like right down there on the log curve in terms of Satoshis, cost per Satoshis. Daily Bitcoin fee to block reward ratio. So again, this solid red line, or the red line there, will be representative of the solid blue line here. So as the block reward continues to get cut in half every 210,000 blocks, what we need is the block fee to surpass the block reward, and then we have an economically self-sustaining system, which is what we're gunning for. And this is exactly what the cabal is trying to prevent by developing second layer solutions like Lightning Network, which starve the miners of the transaction fees, telling people not to use it, store of value, digital dog shit, all that rubbish. But this graph shows you what's required. Basically, it means that Graycoin is designed to fail. It's inevitable, it will fail. It's just going to be one massive Ponzi scheme and then a massive pig squeeze when everybody tries to get out, because all they're doing is shitting on each other anyway. They've got no intention of using it for anything. Yeah, so we'll see how they like it when it happens to them. Basically, dear oh dear. So, daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network, as Satoshi Nakamoto said, it is strictly necessary that the longest chain is always considered the valid one. And the longest chain here is the one with the most data on it, which is the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin that just simply now has the ticker symbol BSV represented by the red graph here. And this shows you really all you need to know, everything that's going to happen. But we like looking at the fundamental figures, just because looking at this graph not really doing too much would be a little bit boring. You've got global hash rate 7 days, global hash rate 24 hours, Graycoin hash rate, other miners 6.25 on there. Bcrash, other miners 27.7, via BTC 41.67. Fisher price cash, what a joke, but CK Pool loving the hash rate on that. And CoinDance is not reporting the mining for BSV, so we'll have a look at on what's on chain. QD Link 37.8. Kuv 29.2, Tau 17.86, SA100 9.2, Gorilla Pool squeezed down to 4.29, and Mining Dutch trying to get a looking at 1.43. All right. Crypto Quant. Let's have a look at this then. So got a price USD in black here, but exchanges reserves. So this is not the market. This is literally the exchanges and the reserves. So the exchanges use their reserves for future profit forecasting. They'll be holding that, speculating it, or speculating that the price will go up, and they also need it for liquidity, so that when people want to cash out of their shitcoins, Graycoin is one of the only few coins that's actually got liquidity there that they can use. So they would convert any shitcoin to Graycoin and then convert Graycoin into fiat and send them that way. But if they're not holding Graycoin, then they're going to actually have trouble providing liquidity to the customers who want to cash out into fiat. It's basically going to be a massive scam. People put your money in, they might see like $200,000, if they get lucky on a shitcoin that rockets up. But you try selling it when there's no liquidity. The only thing they could potentially do is exchange it for either BTC or a USDC. Try and cash out that way, but this graph is really not looking good, and they're cashing out as the price is going up. Look at that! Look, massively dumping it. Those inside know what's going on. Jeepers! Let's have a look at the Tether weather. So they've been pumping this one furiously since the 80,000 BTC move. So in the last 7 days, it's gone from 158.3 billion to 158.8 billion. So it's like $500 million gone in a week. Jeepers, what happened in the month though? There we go, look at that. 1st of July, look, had a massive tether pump there. A massive tether pump, and they've kept on printing. Got to try and keep the life in the old dog, because it's waning. The amount of bullshit they think they can come up with is limited, because there's only so much bullshit you can actually make up. But I mean, they just seem to be going on and on and on. It's crazy. Let's have a look at the market cap of money. The world's most popular fiat currency, US dollar, now as a stable coin on the world's most secure digital network, the genuine Bitcoin BSV network. I think last time I looked at this, it was like 30 million. Now it's 32 million. That's pretty good. Yeah, great stuff. Look at that. Steadily going up. Oh, fantastic. It's sort of rocketed up to 32 million. That is fantastic. great to hear and see. Let's have a look at the longs. So fairly steady. The short ratio here is 0.439. Yeah, but that could literally collapse overnight, as we've seen before. Coin Codex then. Let's see what's going on here. So Qcoin just saying that they've got a 204,000 24-hour turnover. OKX, after their delisting, just down to 35. Nobody wants that. Gate.io 2 million though. Binance Futures 4.9. MEXC just under 1 million. Upbit 3 million on Upbit. Index, that figure's wrong. Huobi 9 million though. Poloniex 2.5, that's kind of standard. Buybox 2 million, that's pretty good for them. Yeah, relatively small figures on those other exchanges. Let's check this out then. So Huobi, yeah, 24-hour turnover. USDT is 9.5 million. That's all right. Oh, what's this? Just had the green candles there. What's happening? Oh, the price has gone down. Just popped up this morning. Oh, the market helping that bad boy along. Very good. Oh, fairly positive chart. Oh, wow. Very good. Let's have a look at Gate.io. Yeah, $2 million 24-hour trade. $2 million 24-hour trade volume on BSV. Nice strong green candle there all of a sudden. See if we can break that down. Looks like price is going down and it popped back up again. Somebody took advantage of that. They were like, yep, we'll have that. In the green now. Very good. Let's have a look at Qcoin. If this page loads, let's have a look at OKX. Oh, no way. Look at this. Page can't be found because they've delisted BSV. Delisted it. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. All right. Qcoin. Let's have a look. 24-hour trade volume, 21,000. That's tiny. Teeny tiny. Orange exchange. Yep, looks like we got a nice orange candle there. Very good. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin versus Graycoin. Oh yeah, so did take a dip against Graycoin. Just bounced back a little bit though. But got quite a way to go before it recovers from that downtrend there. But traders picking up on that bounce there, taking advantage. That's all right. Let's have a look at that versus USD. Oh, that's not bad. Fairly strong trend line there. Some traders thought it was over a bit, dumped it, and then it's just pumped up. Nice, nice. Let's see what that looks like on Orange Gateway. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so, oh, another all-time high for Graycoin. This said, well, registering here, 115. 115. I wonder if that correlates with other price indicators. It's not showing here as a 24-hour high. Maybe that's the price premium on Orange Gateway, maybe. Let's have a look at that. Oh, well, actually, Bitcoin versus Graycoin, fairly steady, actually, on Orange Gateway there. Oh, price looking very positive here on Orange Gateway. Must be the demand for it. Just popped up, came back down again. $26 here on Orange Gateway compared to $25.23 across the board. All right, interesting. Satoshi Observer, let's have a look at this. So we've got current TPS transactions per second on Graycoin at 5. And remember, Graycoin is meant to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So you're telling me that after 16 years, there's only 5 transactions per second on the network. What a joke. And it costs $1.37 to make an average transaction. What a joke. This is more like it. Look, current TPS. Look, it's 3.6, but the price is just $25. And then we've got tenth, hundredth, thousandths, 60 thousandths of a cent. 60 thousandths of a cent, the average transaction fee for a genuine Bitcoin. Wow. And look at this. I mean, BCH is like 20x the price, but that's got a TPS of 0.79. Good grief, only 1.5 transactions every 2 seconds. Jeepers. There's nothing there. But this is the one you want to keep an eye on because of the transaction fee. Incredible. So this is the protocol price chart. Let's have a look at this. Linearly. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, so the genuine Bitcoin protocol actually did reach a price of 4,311, but that's when it was under the ticker symbol of BCH. But it goes right back to the Genesis block. The protocol does. So we're following the genuine Bitcoin price. This is when it was like BTC. It went down, then it went up as BCH here, $3,000. Then it had a massive dump, and it pumped up to $4,000, and then it's come down. And it's the protocol is BSV now, and look at that. You're looking at prices, right back in the early days of when Bitcoin first started. Sensational stuff. Overall market then, market cap has gone up to $3.4 trillion. Let's see if they've got all-time high registering. Oh, looks like. Is this an all-time high? No. So they're just registering it here on Live Coin Watch at $112,000. $112,000, 740. 24-hour high. That looks so. It's just hit its all-time high again today. But again, they'll be doing that. Just to sort of like trying to make headlines for it, trying to keep their scam going. That's what it's all about. The overall market, look, Ethereum's up as well. XRP up, look, BNB, like people are saying, oh, the market's not manipulated. Look, Sol, what a joke that is. Tron, Doge, Hype. Oh, that's Hyperliquid, good grief. Sui, whatever that is. Oh my goodness me. Bcrash hasn't had quite the surge yet. White BTC coin, what a joke. Stellar, you've got to be kidding me. Look, Ava, there's Avalanche. H-Bar, Shiba Inu. Oh my god. Oh, when you realise what you're looking at, this is why I'm laughing. But look, people think the market isn't manipulated. Look at all these coins, look. They all react in like the same way. So they'll have a group of people just kind of like manipulating the entire market. Like you manage the first 20, you manage the second tranche of 20, you manage the third tranche, and just making sure they're all doing exactly the same thing. Oh, bonk. Oh my goodness me. Isn't that the one that one of the social media influencers created? Whose brother was a boxer or something like that. Good grief. Quant, what a joke. Look at all these. Anyway, where is Bitcoin? Genuine Bitcoin. Oof. Oh, at 100. At 100. But remember, this was the network with the fourth largest amount of utility across the entire market, and yet it's buried down here at number 100. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. There's a little bounce that's been recorded over the last 24 hours. Volume, so we've got Huobi followed by CoinDCX. Not sure how true this is. Gate.io in third. Where is liquidity for this though? MEXC Global taking the lead in terms of liquidity, followed by CoinDCX, Huobi's, Addiction, really? Bitmark, CoinW, Qcoin. That's what you really want, because if you want to make a trade and then get your coins off the exchange, you need liquidity, or you'll just get like an error message when you're trying to withdraw it, and you'll be like, what a minute, this looks like I've got X number of coins in my wallet. You haven't. There are far more digitized versions of Bitcoin and Graycoin on exchanges than there are actually in existence. because they don't think the exchanges don't think that anybody's got a reason to withdraw it. They're just like, look, these things don't do anything. They're complete Ponzi schemes. You have to cash out, so therefore just keep it on our platform. And we will take commissions whenever you trade in and out of it. There's no need for you to do anything else. Yeah, you know, don't bother looking at the utility case here. You know, don't want you figuring that out. That's really what's going on. Right, there we go. That's a 25-minute show. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, we've got the Kellenschweller countdown here on. We are now the 10th of July, which means we've got 70 days left on the countdown. So stay tuned. You're not going to miss this. Hit the subscribe button. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
Which we lied and cheated and stealed, and I was part of the lying and cheating and stealing to get SegWit, to get Lightning, which by the way had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money.
The king still has one more move.
Remember, Bitcoin is BSV. Everything else is BS.